Hey guys, welcome to another video. I got another camera, which is a Polaroid 330 land camera. I'm not sure the specific date. I'm guessing the late 60s. And here's the front cover. And you push this button to unlatch it. Inside here you'll usually find a cold clip, which you use in cold climate. But I like to keep napkins in here because you always need napkins. And here's the camera. It's a folding pack kind. Press the tab, which is number 1. Press it up and you pull out the bellows. If you're interested in buying one of these, you can see in person. Be sure to inspect the bellows to check if there's any holes. Just open up the back, hold it up to the sun. If you see any light coming in, probably has holes. Here's the lens. It's a glass type lens. And you have your exposure compensation right here, darken or to lighten. You usually want to, when you first get it, you want to keep it in the neutral, which is the arrow. The top, you got your film speed indicator. You choose it between 75 and 30,000. Those are the films still available today. Well, actually, the only ones available is ISO 100, but it works as when you use 100, you put on 75, and you have 3000, which you set it to 3000. This film is still readily available. It's pretty cheap. It costs like between $9 to $12 depending where you get it from. I'll have the links down below to the Amazon, which is the cheapest place I found. And yeah, from these two I like the 3000 a lot, and I'll tell you why right now. The 330 has a rangefinder, which you can see through here. It basically just shows two images, and to line them up you move the focusing tabs, which are these. You move them back and forth until the images match up perfectly, and that's how you know you're in focus. I chose the 330 specifically because it has a rangefinder and because it has a glass lens instead of plastic one. The only problem with the rangefinder is that mine is not actually calibrated right, and it's something you'll run into. And to know, you fire off some shots, and you can see they come out blurry or not. I was doing some testing yesterday. This is with the FP100C, which is the color film, and I could not get it to focus 100% perfectly. Now with the black and white film, you don't have to worry about focusing, because when you use the ISO 100 film, the lens is wide open, which is a 8.8 f-stop. The only problem is that this is medium format. It's not the small 35mm, so your depth of field is actually, even though it's at 8.8, it's actually really small. Then when you choose 3000 ISO, it closes down your aperture really small. It closes it down to f44, and at f44 pretty much everything is in focus, which is great. And that's why I prefer black and white. I recommend you buy one pack of each first, and then you test them out to see which one you like, because I ordered like 3 colors and 2 black and whites, and I ended up really hating the color film. I wish I would have just bought pure black and whites. But here's some of my color shots. When it does focus right, it actually comes out pretty cool. Like this is a double exposure, and this camera is really easy to do double exposure. You just cock the shutter, take a picture, cock it again, and take it again. And this actually the first shot I took with the expired film. I focused on the tree, but it actually went all the way to infinity. That's the problem with mine. It's back focus. I tried to calibrate it and it didn't work. I'll show a video later on how to check if your camera is calibrated right or not. But anyways, that's the problem with mine, is back focusing. Right here I focused on the chair and it actually came out pretty good, but still not as good. This one was actually used with flash, and the cool thing about this camera is that it has a PC sync port, which is still used today, or you can actually get the original flash. This is the 268. It came with it. I bought the camera for $20 and the shipping was $20, so about $40 off of eBay. And this one just mounts right there, and you connect the sync port to here, and then it uses clear M3 bulbs. They're not making them new, but there's a bunch. It's still in surplus. You can find them on eBay for like a pack of 20 for 10. Then you just put it in there and you use it. The thing is, this camera is fully automated. You can't choose nothing. Basically, you can choose the ISO, which effectively makes the aperture from 8.8 or to f44, and you have your exposure comp, which I use a lot. With the black and white, it works best on my body. On your body, will be different, but because they are aged differently, so who knows. But you generally want to start in the neutral point. On my black and white, it works perfect in the neutral point. On my color one, I have to, depending on the situation, I usually have to be 2 notches to lighten, or sometimes I have to do it all the way up. And the way it senses, it has a sensor right here. And then that's the only bad part, is that you can't choose your shutter speed with this. It's automatic, but it's actually kind of fun sometimes. The cool thing with the flash, this flash is actually really powerful. First time I tried it, I nearly blinded myself, so be careful. It's really powerful. I don't even use this one. What I use is, where is it at? I use my modern Yongnuo 460 flash. I put a wireless trigger on it, and then the wireless trigger, here it is, wireless trigger. It connects to the sync port right there. And now I know some people are concerned that because this camera, when you use one of these things, it has M-Sync, or basically it gives a little delay before the bulb goes out. But the thing is, it only has the delay if you use this type of sync port, that has the little tab. If you use this type, it has no delay, so you won't have any syncing speed issues. At least I haven't. Because here's one shot with flash. Every single time I've used one of those, it had no problem syncing. And it has a leaf shutter lens. Well, I'm not sure if it's a leaf shutter, but it's actually on the lens. It's not over here like on the DSLRs, where you have a specific sync speed you can't go past. So on this one, I've tried outside and I didn't have any sync speed issues. But when you use an M-Flash, it does push on I'm not sure if you can hear it, but it's actually a timer in there, and that's where you get the M-Sync delay. When you use this type, you don't have to worry. So if you're a strobist, you don't have to worry when using this camera. It works. Let me just show you the quick black and white. Sorry about that, you guys. I should have been more prepared. But here's some of the black and white shots I'm taking. These are outdoors, and they're really sharp compared to the color ones because the aperture closes down to f44, and they're really sharp. I love the black and white ones. And sometimes you'll get a cool border, as you can see right here. It kind of looks like washed out, and it gives it a nice vintage look. You won't get it on every shot like I got on some on here. It might just be the way, the amount of time you let it develop or something, because on this one I didn't get any nice crisp corners. Now the cool thing about this film is that it's peel apart film. If you know how to use it, just look up a video on YouTube. This is the black and white one, and here's the negative. Just put the negative in your scanner, and you'll have a digital print, which you can share on Facebook, or you can actually order some prints. Here's tank one. Now the color version, here's a negative from the color version. The thing that the color one, you have to bleach the back side of it, because here's how it starts off. You gotta bleach this part. Just look up how to bleach FP100C film. There's a bunch of videos on YouTube. And then after you bleach it, you just put this one in your scanner, and you want to reverse in software, such as any software, any imaging software you have. The imaging software you have should work. But yeah, there's the camera. I should have talked more about the camera. But anyways, it's got a rangefinder over here, which you use to focus in these, and then it has a separate viewfinder where you usually compose. It has a timer right here. I don't really use this one. I just use the app on my phone. You set it. Here's the stop. Mine is actually out of whack. I can't open it up right now because I do have some film loaded in it. Here's the one used to open the film pack. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's a really neat camera. The only thing is, I wish my rangefinder was calibrated. I still have to. I tried to calibrate it twice and I couldn't do it right. So I'm just sticking to black and white right now. So yeah. So the good things about it is that it has a glass lens, it has a rangefinder, because there's some cheaper Polaroids who you just guess the focusing, and unless you're using black and white, you're probably going to always end up with blurry shots. But it doesn't work for me either because my rangefinder is not calibrated, so I'm getting blurry shots anyways with color. Black and white, the aperture closes down, you're pretty much guaranteed to get sharp shots if you're focusing is even remotely close. But yeah, it's a really cool camera. You can use it. You can even use it with modern flashes. I recommend them. They usually go between $5 to $20 on thrift stores, swap meets, stuff like that. But if you buy it online, you do have to consider in shipping, which would be $20. So online, it will be like between $25 to $40, $60, somewhere around there. One thing I don't like is the strap. It always gets caught when I'm loading a film pack, so I'm probably going to remove that. And also, it gets in the way when I'm trying to press the shutter button. So any questions or comments, leave them down below. Thank you for watching the video. I'll have one soon on show you how to check if your rangefinder is calibrated. It's actually a really cool method, so stay tuned for that. And also remember, the film for this camera is actually really affordable. They're between $9 and $12 each for a pack. Each pack is $10. I'll have the link down below to the Amazon because that's the cheapest place I found. And yeah, go buy one of these and have fun. I used it for street photography the other day. Every person that asked for a picture said yes. It's really awesome. And the cool thing is, you gotta give them a print, then you keep the negative, go home and scan it, and share it on your blog or your Flick or whatever. And remember, any questions, comments, leave them down below. Check out my other videos. I got a bunch of camera videos. Thanks.